Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking all about variable target foam. Variable target foam is a two-part polyurethane based mixture, much like a resin, that you can mix together, and the difference between that and a kind of a polyurethane type resin is that it creates bubbles, and those bubbles mean that you create a foam, and depending upon how much A and B you mix, you can make a really hard foam, which would be like this, right, which is really dense, or you can make a much softer foam like this using the same two parts, but it all comes down to the ratio of how much A and B you use, because that depends how much bubbles and therefore how soft it gets. Now, this stuff is called variable target foam because when you mix it really hard, the archers really love these because they catch arrows. Okay, really good for making arrow targets, really shocking for making slingshot targets, and I'll tell you why. If you mix it hard in any way, this thing will fire back your ball probably faster than you fired at it. It's nothing but dangerous, and I nearly lost an eye or a tooth or something. It was lethal. So lesson number one, high density foams are no good. Low density foams are better, but still fire it back. It doesn't work. Now, I'll come back on a different video or later on to talk about this stuff, but that's why I got it. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to make some targets, some slingshot targets, using a 30mm and a 40mm rubber mold. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these up at a reasonable, kind of a medium foam. It doesn't need to be particularly hard or soft. And I will dye it with some orange pigment just to make it nice and bright. And we'll see how they come out. That's pretty much it. Let's just give it a go. Okay, first part first. Part A. Now, I don't really know how much to add. I'm going to do this by eye because this stuff expands at about 4 to 5 to 1. So I don't need that much. I'm going to eyeball it, and this will probably overflow, and we'll cut them down. First of all, let's just add a little bit of this. And to those 30, I'm going to add 9. Make them nice and soft. Oh, hang on, sorry, one sec. Let's put some pigment in there first. Okay, the important thing to notice is that when I do this, when I finally mix the two parts together, you've got about 30 seconds to mix it up. It will form a cream and then start to foam. You've got about 30 seconds to get the cream going, and that's it. So you've got to be really quick. So it's best to do the part A that I've done. Take your time, take some pigment and mix it into part A so that you've got plenty of time. Okay, take that out, tear that up, and 9 part of B, or 9 grams. Oops, just went a little bit over. It's no biggie. It makes it a little bit tighter, a little bit firmer. Right, let's get this in there. We got to go quickly at this point. Right, the magic is happening. Let's go. Right, I don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to leave the spare in the pot. Right, let's just watch these rise. And just whilst that's finishing rising, there's what was in the pot. Now, yeah, probably you can't see it. There's probably 3 centimeters in there, and there was just not very much when I finished off. So this stuff just really expands. I think it's about 4.5 or 5 times to 1 expansion ratio. Okay, let's leave those to finish the reaction and to cool down and to cure. Then we'll take them out the molds, and I'll do another 2. This time I'm going to try and set some hooks in there, or some carabiners or something to mount them from. Going to be a lot less successful, so I wanted to do these ones first. Right, back in a minute. Okay, so 10 minutes have passed. They're cool, they're ready to demold. So let's get these out of here. Looks a bit dodgy. There you go. There's number 1. Now the only problem, as I said, will be mounting these. So the next ones that I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do with something in there to hold it up, like a hook or something. Right, so those are a good proof of concept. They work well. Right, let's reset. We're going to use yellow this time. And this time I'm going to hang these, which are just some rope, some steel rope with some riv nuts in there to kind of grip onto it inside, and then I can hang these up. So we're going to give that a go now. So same again, 30 of A. Add some pigment. Add a decent wodge of that to make it really, really bright yellow. Let's give that a casual mix. And then 9. Let's go a bit harder actually. Let's put 12 in. Actually, let's put 15 in. Let's go crazy. Let's make them tough. Well, that's nearly 16, so we'll see what happens. Alright, let's get going. We've got limited time here. I should have prepared that beforehand. I'm running out of time for this thing to cream. Let's go, 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 go. Right, I think I've overdone that one, but we'll give it a go. See what happens. Okay, it's been about 10-15 minutes. Let's take these off and see where we've got to. Let's get these clips right out of the way. Okay, here they are. Now, these are much harder than the last ones. Let's get these out. Okay, now, I don't know if you can see. So let's compare those two. This one's squishy. Oh, okay, squishy down here, but on top it's much, much harder. That's a much denser thing. So it seems to have set in there quite nicely. Well, let's see how that will test when we shoot it outside. Okay, let's take the other one out. That's good stuff. I like that. Those should be really, really hard wearing. Right, let's just have a look at the final scores on the doors. Those are 30mm wide and just over 40 high. That's the overspill. Can you see the line there? That's 30 was where it should be. It should have been 30 by 30. I just over poured it and I'll get that right next time. This one turned out at 40 by 5.5 to 6 when it really should have been 4 by 4 to there. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with those. We'll see how they go. Let's take them outside and give them a blast. Okay, it stopped raining long enough to me to get outside for once. Can you believe it? It's July. Anyway, I've got them both hung up here. Let's get some shots on it. Okay, I'm back inside now and we're going to looking at the damage. I only put a few shots on each one of these. Let's get this up close and focused for you. And I'm surprised at that damage. You know, these aren't the fastest bands. I'm shooting somewhere about 230 feet per second, so kind of middle to low end really, nothing terrible. These are actually really hard and they've cured much harder than the other ones. It's now a few days later and the difference between the mix is massive. Now I didn't shoot at these ones because I can't fix them up, so lesson for the future is probably go with a slightly softer mix that absorbs more impact. I thought these it would just hit and it would carry off and not take anything out. The other one I put a few more shots on looks pretty unscathed, but that was a real shot, that one. So pretty decent actually. These turned out well. I'm going to keep them up and I'm going to keep shooting at them, but I think I'll mix up some new ones in the next few days on a softer kind of squidgier more of a formula and get them strung up. I'm liking these though. They're a nice little target to shoot at. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.